hi. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late out of date, early morning review. WrestleMania is this weekend, folks. I get a sense of what's happening. It's just a thread with PLE. I get a sense that maybe, Saturday night main event. This is just Saturday night main event at best. I feel like it's too generous. I feel like it's a sense of velocity to be on this fucking show. Like it's velocity this Sunday. I don't know. Whatever. What's even happening? I don't know. I can't even remember who could be at WrestleMania. And WrestleMania, it used to be the showcase of tomorrow, and yet it's just showcasing garbage. It doesn't. It's not even not an ounce of excitement for WrestleMania. This is the go home show. How is last year much more enticing than this show? Given that last year I actually went to the go home show for WrestleMania. I went to the Raw go home show. It was in Brooklyn, New York, the Barclays Center. I got tickets for it. It actually was a good show to be there. The Rock was there. Some exciting things happened on the show. This? What the hell is going on? What is going on? Nothing. No. Everything that's happening, nobody cares. Is garbage. Wrestlers who no one cares about are freaking being showcased and dumb shit happens. No real good stories. The whole story of this entire show was if Roman's gonna show up, and we're seeing Punk and Roman fighting with Paul Heyman like it's a fucking girl, for God's sake. What the fuck are we doing here? And it's so stupid that it's kind of also cluttered, it's cluttered, it's Punk, Rollins, and Reigns. Why are they having a triple threat match? It's so cluttered, okay? A lot of it makes no sense. It feels like it would have been much more better if we just didn't simply just done either Punk versus Rollins. You could have out of three: Punk versus Rollins, Punk versus Roman, or Rollins versus Roman. The easiest three options, and you could have one of them face somebody else at WrestleMania. Heck, it would have made much more sense. Jay doesn't win the. He shouldn't have won the Rumble. I'm sorry, he should not have won the Rumble. It just would not. It doesn't make no sense. He's not a main eventer. I hate to say it. I like Jay Uso, but he's not a main eventer, man. He's literally mid card at best, unfortunately. Punk should have just won the Rumble. If you want him to main event WrestleMania, simply could have won the Rumble, could have faced Gunter at WrestleMania, simply as that. That could have easily been. And the whole moment with Punk and Cena, you could have easily just had Punk and Cena have that moment at the Rumble. And the Elimination Chamber, Cena wins. You know what I mean? Cena wins the chamber. He'll face Cody. Easy said that. And what we would do with Jey Uso? Maybe Jey Uso could have easily been in the Intercontinental title match. Or you want to make the tag titles matter? Fuck him and Jimmy. Him and Jimmy just go back to being tag team. I'm sorry, it's a failure. Based on last year with freaking that whole rivalry, might as well have them as a tag team, for God's sake. What are we doing here? I don't know. The card just does not feel good. It just I feel like I would have been more excited with the idea of Roman versus Punk. Or Roman versus Rollins. the simplest match you could have honestly done, honestly. You could have made that easy Hell in the Cell because of their history, all that kind of shit. Again, Punk could have faced Gunter, easily get his meaningful main event, which made more sense to main event the show. And I don't know. I don't know. It's just like, was this all really the plan for originally for WrestleMania? Was The Rock really like going to be a part of Mania and everything was fucked? I don't know. Obviously, that's a problem. Rock not being on the show does hurt the show. It really does. Because let's be honest here, he's the only guy that they fucking actually, that people actually care for. They failed on making people care about everybody. Aside from Reigns and Cena, who really cares about the show? Well, you have Reigns there, right? They have Reigns on the show, and they're doing fucking shit with him. They're doing shit with him. They're just making him look freaking retarded. It doesn't help that Roman Reigns, like, why is he looking like less credible than last year? Like, or just even as a babyface, why does he look less credible? Is that, again, he's falling to babyface syndrome. That's the problem with WWE. Like, it's all this whole gay babyface syndrome where the babyface always has to get hurt. I don't know. Especially, you can't just do that with a guy like Roman, who's been on top for how many years, and then now you just make him just a generic babyface where he gets hurt easily. Obviously, the whole cliche, the heel's supposed to get heat, but the problem is, every fucking person in this fucking stupid segment is a babyface. Rollins a babyface, Punk's a baby, and that's also a problem. A triple threat with three babyfaces. Clearly, one person's going to turn heel, which is most likely Rollins. And I really am hoping it's not going to be some gay heel turn where it's going to lead to fucking Paul Heyman joining Rollins, which I think, like, God, that's going to be so annoying and shit. And why does that even need to happen? But at the end of the day, it's just like, what the fuck are we doing here? I don't know. This road to WrestleMania, we have still SmackDown. But this road to WrestleMania so far has been dog shit. It really has. It has been garbage. Not an ounce of excitement. The build has been garbage. We still don't even know, like, unless hopefully Rock shows up at SmackDown. Because SmackDown, they're going to have, Cena on the show. It's going to be the last stop before WrestleMania. The true go-home show. Hopefully The Rock will be there. I mean, do I think The Rock will be at WrestleMania? Probably, yeah. But other than that, like, what are we doing? If The Rock doesn't, it just makes no sense for this whole heel thing. Again, the only reason why they honestly felt like they turned John Cena heel is literally because they needed something to make people care about WrestleMania. That is simply why. That's the only story that sadly people are intrigued of, even though it does feel like thinking back at it. Or did they really plan this long term? I don't know. I understand they care about only money, whatever. They don't care about making a good show anymore. But guess what? It's coming back to bite you. You can't even fucking sell at WrestleMania anymore. Because of that, now you're gonna freaking make people spend a lot of money. Yeah, how does that happen? Maybe if you make a good show, you actually make more money, you dumb fucks. That's actually business. Fuck. Why should they care? They're making a lot of money. And then you have fucking Triple H. Says, which I might make a video. About Triple H saying how, the fans, like, whatever, they don't, well, who cares what the fans think or whatever, the criticism. Motherfucker, if you didn't care about the fans' criticism, why the fuck you made Cody Rhodes champion? Or why the fuck you had Cody Rhodes challenge Roman Reigns last year when apparently that was not the plan, huh? You were going to go with Rock and Roman last year. Well, the initially, folks, Spider business go, oh shit. Which is like, you're not going to be able to do with WrestleMania. Because when you have a chick that's probably watching you, like, what the fuck is this? What kind of shit is this? And then when they see you watching AEW, it's like, okay, fuck this, the relationship is over. That's for sure. WrestleMania used to be something cool. You know, it used to be something cool. You can even watch with known people. People would be like, what the fuck are you watching now? And that's the problem. You have wrestling is ruined because of smarty wrestling fans, and people who were smart became marks for themselves and made it into the wrestling industry. That's why wrestling is shit. It doesn't help that you have terrible writers. You don't have writers for the show. You have guys who don't know how to write a wrestling show. That's the problem. And you have Triple H, like, who has the audacity to say that, oh, you know, who cares if the fans think, blah, blah, blah. They're just, you know, a noise and whatever. Motherfucker, if they're such a noise, why the fuck are you... Again, why the fuck did you listen to, like, all these fans of Cody Rhodes last year? You know what I mean? Why the fuck did you pivot some of these, like, you know, these all certain reactions to, you know, to cater to those fans? You cater to these smarty fans. What are you guys talking about? You're literally catering to smart by pushing some of these people, showcasing some of these people. And not only that, I don't know what to say. And how is that doing for you if you're apparently doing it for yourself? Like, look what's going on. People are not even watching the show. The ways that it's a combination of your fault and listening to the fucking fans, so you're a hypocrite. Your ideas, other than the smarts, are no too different. And you wonder why the show's suffering. Why you can't even sell out the fucking show. Apparently, Cena's gonna be on the show next Monday. They announced that because they can't even sell out the fucking show next week. The Raw after WrestleMania. You can tell based on that, Cena's gonna win at WrestleMania. Which I'm very glad. But damn, what's gonna happen when Cena retires? What are you gonna fucking do now? Because you're gonna probably have to pay Cena to make sure, hey, he doesn't retire. This whole claim that, oh, you know, I'm gonna retire by the end of the year. You better be a fucking, you better hope and pray that's a lie. You better hope that's a swerve, which would be a good swerve. You better hope that happens. Who the fuck still care about this shit? But yeah, this show, man. This is the go-home show. This is the Raw go-home show. Sure, we have SmackDown. That's gonna be the true go-home show. But, like, for crying out loud, does it hurt to try to give us a bone? To try to make this show actually, to make it seem you actually care? To make it seem a little ounce of excitement? I mean, to be fair, this was the same way, or the same kind of feeling they had with the Raw. If you remember, The Rock wasn't around for WrestleMania 39, okay? The year prior to The Rock returning the next year. It was kind of the same feeling. So you can't really say, like, this has kind of been a problem for the past few years. This has been a problem the past few years with WWE, right? Where the go-home shows have been terrible for, honestly, a very long time. But it's not just that, even just in general. Like, the go-home show, like, I'm just trying to, like, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to make sure of something. So, like, if memory serves me right? Yeah, I just want to go back to, like, okay. Yeah, okay. The the build sucked also for WrestleMania 39, okay, or just like the basically the home show. I don't know why, like up until like basically all of it like part timers since the part timers have been gone, or just when WWE really kind of stopped caring to make basically good effort. This has been more so like I think even like not even before Vince left. This has been a big problem. But again, Triple H learned from Vince McMahon. You guys can't say like when you guys are like, oh, Triple H is a great booker, blah blah blah. He learned from Vince McMahon. So you guys are hating on Triple H, literally praising Vince McMahon without knowing it. We all hypocrites. For the past few years, the go home shows for WrestleMania has been dog shit. I think the last time, I don't even remember when there has been a legit go home show. That's actually not too bad. Probably since unfortunately when wrestling has been dead since the PG era. I don't fucking know. But even like I'm pretty sure the early days of the PG era, the Raw before WrestleMania has been still good. Maybe since when Raw went 3 hours, that's when the whole direction declined. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Or nor do I remember. It's just like, wow. I think it's really because of, again, now that WWE has less stars than before. Like, you think about even the early days of the PG era. You still have stars. You still have a bunch of stars, who were in WWE. And then as time went on, a lot of these big stars that WWE actually bought and pushed and made, they started to retire. Again, Shawn has retired. Edge retired originally and then came back, but again, he retired still. But again, he came back when other wrestlers have retired, and now there's all these bunch of shitty indie wrestlers, right? Batista left WWE and retired. Undertaker's now retired. Cena's no longer there full time, he's retired. A lot of these wrestlers kept a lot of these stuff, like the 2000s, the Ruthless Aggression era was the last era, if you think about it, where they actually somewhat pushed great big stars, and again, the Ruthless Aggression era was the last true good wrestling era. And it pushed even to the early days of the PG era. Since then, now, who really cares about these wrestlers? Everybody's shit, okay? They didn't really bother to push a lot of people, aside from maybe the Shield, maybe. But how did that turn out? They originally freaking sucked on their own, aside from the Shield reunions, and then Roman Reigns had to turn heel to make people care about him. Who really cared much about all these new stars, even from the NXT days? That's the problem, man. It's just not lack of star power. A lot of these wrestlers are not stars, which produces a lame go home show. Wrestling's gonna keep getting worse and worse, folks. I don't know. It's like every year it gets worse and worse. It's not just a Triple H thing. It's just unfortunately a WWE thing where it has been pumped for the past few years, even during the later Vince era. But again, for you people that want to, act like, oh, Triple H is a great booker, he's no different than Vince. He's really not. So I don't know why the fucking guard the complaints or support all these gay supports. I don't get it. I don't know. Well, we're going to go on to the, talk about Raw, but I don't know. I'm just repeating the same shit at this point. It's just Raw has really just been lame. I just can something happen, At least last year, I'm not saying it was a perfect show, but that's the beauty of star power, and it seemed like they actually somewhat cared about the effort they were doing with the show last year. What are they doing? What are they doing? Can you get an ounce of excitement? Ounce of proper build and excitement for what's going on for WrestleMania this year? Give me something. Give us the feeling that WrestleMania is coming. Because I don't even feel like it's WrestleMania. It feels like WrestleMania is dead this year. I don't know. It looks like they made, I don't know. My little theory is that maybe the reason why they're not trying as much as they would this year is probably because they're going to try more for SummerSlam. Maybe because SummerSlam, they're going to be their first 2 night SummerSlam, and they're going to save all their shit for that. Which, again, it's going to probably only be good news for guys like me because I'm planning to go to SummerSlam. Unless for some reason I decide not to go. But again, the ticket prices are so fucking high. Well, I mean, they didn't sell tickets yet, but that's a little theory that I kind of have. That's what they might do. They might try to make SummerSlam more exciting this year because, again, it's the first 2 night SummerSlam. And it'll be back to just making people care about WrestleMania in general. I don't know. But again, if you're going to do the 2 night SummerSlam, why not try to make people care about WrestleMania, you dumb fucks? Fuck. The show started with Gunter. Michael Cole goes to Gunter. Okay, so this is the Raw before WrestleMania. The Raw before WrestleMania. The Rumble winner. This is the Rumble winner match, and it's not even the main event WrestleMania. Not that I fucking care. I mean, other years. I mean, before they started doing the two Rumble matches with the men and the women. Not every Rumble winner was the main event of WrestleMania. Okay. This is now like the first year where both Rumble winners are not going to main event either night, which, whatever. Maybe that wouldn't be happening if you had somebody that has a star power to win the fucking Rumble, you dumb fuck. But, regardless, I mean, whatever. That's besides the point. Gunter and Jay, they had one segment to intensify this fucking story, you know, with Jimmy getting hurt, Jimmy getting bloody. They failed on doing something that makes sense to have, you know, to make people care. Like they could have a Jimmy with Jay attack freaking Gunter. Wouldn't make sense to do that last week. And then it wouldn't have made sense this week for why they're separated, why they're having separate promos. So this week they're having separate promos, and it makes no sense in the context. In context, you know, really it does not. And again, this is the going for before Mania. No chaos, no excitement. It's just okay. We're gonna come out here and talk about how we're gonna win a Mania. It's just boring, okay? It's boring. So Gunter shows up first, and again, keep in mind this is the World Heavyweight Championship match, and yet this is not the main focal point of the show. Michael Cole, you know, because I was expecting it later tonight, but you know, like Gunter, let's get to it. 2 weeks ago, so like, yeah, so much for your broadcast journalist bullshit. Whatever. Michael Cole, he's interviewing Gunter. Let's get to it. 2 weeks ago, you left Jay's brother Jimmy bloody in the middle of his ring and caused Jay to march down in the ring last week. A different person, which if it was such a different person, why didn't, I don't know, why didn't we see some ruthless aggression for crying out loud? And I need Michael Cole. More about Michael Cole later in the video. I don't know. Gunter, again, the World Heavyweight Champion, it doesn't even feel like the World Champion for crying out loud. Gunter says, last week, Jay walked down to this ring and he looked at me in the eye and he told me he's not afraid of me anymore. Last week, Jay came down here. Let's get to the point. Tonight, I'm here to let you and everybody know in the audience that Jay Uso is full of crap. Unfortunately, what the crowd got to him, which is like, you should, like, you know, not as a professional wrestler, you should know how to control the crowd, whatever. I can call that and say, listen, I understand your frustration, but I understand your frustration. Gunter, it appears that you look frustrated. As last week WrestleMania, you when you walked in, screw your questions. Screw Jay Uso, screw everything Jay Uso stands for, and screw everybody that stands for him. I was going to step foot in this company. I've been the greatest gift over the company I've ever received. At every cent of my time in this company, I've been the champion. And right now, I am the greatest world champion of all time. Yeah, really? Yeah? You can't even main event a fucking show. And I like Gunter. come on. And I refuse to let everybody like Jay Uso ruin that for me. You do, yeah. I do it as much as you want. I don't care. Yeah, I heard you come out of your chest. You want to the WrestleMania with more calm we've ever had because it don't matter. In the end of the day, bell the bells, bell the ring. When it happens, you can't lace my boots, and I will still put you down the 4th or 7th time for the last 2 weeks. I've been accused. The last 2 weeks, you even told me that you went too far with Jimmy. You went lost control. Jay, I trust me. The one thing in 37 years of my life, I never lost control. And 2 weeks ago, I took the bath of your brother's blood. I was in full control, and I loved it. And Jay, I want you to go pray to the Lord. Thank Him. I was in control 2 weeks ago because if I wouldn't have been, I've been drowned in both your Jimmy's blood. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward next week calling in my mother and telling her how much I enjoyed it. To beating the living hell of Jey Uso and walking out with me, still the World Heavyweight Champion. This is a fine promo. It's a fine promo, but I feel like, again, for a World Heavyweight Championship match and for literally one of the main titles of the show of WWE, this is really the World Championship feud. I mean, again, this feud, either like it's literally based off that segment. It's a miracle that segment even happened with Jimmy getting bleeding. Like unless because it doesn't with the world with WWE, so precautious with blood. They rarely use blood. You gotta understand that that's probably either not intentional with Jimmy bleeding, and then they're like so thankful that happened, and now they're gonna devote their feud based on that rather than advancing the story. They're just living off that freaking segment. Like you gotta thank the God you have that you have that to base off of. But even that's not good enough to carry this entire feud. Fuck. We see Liv Morgan, Dominic will be special guest of Raw recap this week with whatever, I don't care. Bianca Belair has a pre-recorded promo. So the 3 women that are going to have a Women's World Championship match, and they're like in pre-recorded promos. Yeah, what a way to freaking build to Mania where they're not even like a fucking show. That's what I care of. Bianca Belair says, I tried to admit that, what happened with Jay Naomi really messed me up, but I ain't gonna stop me, bitch. I'm just gonna, my run of wrestling has been blood, sweat, and tears, no complaint when winning on my, I'm gonna stand on myself and I'll be all the inspiration to all the girls out there. I'm a sassy black bitch, I got my big wheels, I go, she got your ass. WrestleMania, I'm coming to the topic on the ESP bitch, I'm gonna go, I'm sassy black bitch, I got my big wheels, I'm gonna go with that, I'm gonna wear my hair back and forth, back and forth, that's what she does in your ass. That's her promo. First match, Bayley defeats Liv Morgan, aka Jay Leno defeated Liv Morgan, and I don't care. This is for momentum! What kind of gay shit is that? And who the hell cares? The only way this will make people... I don't even care if this happens. The only logical thing that would make sense is like if Bayley turns on Lyra if they lose this match. But like, oh. And this is what they're doing with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, who was the women's champion. I hate that I'm fucking referring to world champion because they want to make it claim better. The women have world titles now. You're still, it's not a world title. Shut up. The women's world titles are not world titles, you dumb fuck. They need for the women, but they're not the legit world titles that people should pretend to care that they should be able to main event the show. The true world titles are the men's titles. No matter how sexy that sounds, it's the fucking truth. I hate that I hate that freaking like in my brain that like am I turning to a smart? Holy shit. Bayley won and I don't care. We get a Punk Rollins Reigns video package with Paul Heyman and basically throughout the show we see Paul Heyman waiting for the title chief, which is like, wow, at least they're doing something that's reminiscent to old school where you have a wrestler waiting for something like this, you have something to like carry the show, but it's the lamest reason possible. You had The Undertaker. I remember stuff like Undertaker waiting back in the day. WrestleMania 17, Undertaker's waiting for Triple H. But Triple H, he's not gonna show up. But then like you have all the things they could do, to separate Undertaker and Triple H because they had a feud, going on at WrestleMania 17. Stuff like that. Yes, I'm up. Hello. I'm doing a video. I'm busy. I'm about to go to work soon. I had a wake up call. By the way, I have trouble waking up. Luckily, I'm up for this freaking video. Rhea Ripley, she had a freaking promo. Bianca, I can see right through you. You said you were just out there with watch. And you, I'm sorry, Bianca, I saw you right, I could see right through you. You said you're right out there that you said your wife. I'm doing a video. Oh, fuck, that's funny. Oh, Charlie, I miss you, rest in peace. Bianca, how can I forgot to say this. I'm not saying I watched this guy. I never watched this guy, but I want to take a moment to say rest in peace to Kevin Castle. So in the IWC, we lost a member named Kevin Castle from the Don Tony and then Kevin Castle show. I think they used. I don't know what happened to the channel. Didn't they have a channel where you could? Didn't they have clips of their old videos? I haven't seen them in a long time. I'm not gonna act like I was a big fan of the channel. I do know that Genuine Jerry was a guest for them, where he actually showed up on the episode. But I don't know what happened to the channel. In the end of the day, rest in peace to Kevin Castle. It was a darn shame for anyone to pass away, especially with IWC members. May you rest in peace. Anyways, moving on. Rhea Ripley promo. Bianca, I see right through you. You said that you were just there to watch, but you call it down the middle. But your true intentions, you were just trying to play my emotions, and you will. The thing is, you failed to understand that that when I lost something I love, I will not stop on getting you back. I advise you to cherish every moment, yo. And Bianca, I can't wait to make you feel like when people act I was a bad guy because of WrestleMania 41. I will get back what belongs to me. Whatever. Second match, Rey Mysterio defeated Julius Creed. The match showcased Julius Creed's athletic, he was an amateur wrestler, so the match was whatever, but I sadly did not care because no story. And we see Al Americano, whatever, on El Americano, I don't know, the Chad Gable's ripoff Owen Hart Blue Blazer gimmick as Americano, Luchador, whatever, buffoon. Either it's him or not, whatever. He headbutts Rey Mysterio with a steel thing, whatever. At least it's old school, but I'm just kind of worried for Chad Gable's family in the future. Y'all know why. Jackie Redmond interviews there's a Raw Raider this is personal. It's very personal. Everything is personal. It's very personal. This is not just a match. It's not just a fight, it's a war. If it was a war, then the match would be no DQ, but it's not. Whatever, the War Raiders, they freaking, it's gonna be war, and then the New Day, asking, we need this war. We've been war with the fans the entire time. We're gonna prove the best tag team in the world. Her match, man, do you guys notice, everything is backstage from the match? I don't know. Her match, AJ Styles was carrying Cross, a useless match, whatever. This was, I don't know. He's trying to get him back to his evil way, some gay shit, whatever. Then Logan Paul comes out and says, Hey, Sacramento, shit, what's with the hostility? I'm sorry, y'all just not cool enough to live in Los Angeles, or just lame to live in San Francisco. I mean, San Francisco is full of gays, so I wouldn't want to live in San Francisco anyway. Um, whatever. It is, I don't know. Logan Paul shows the video package how get it. You know, this why he's not just gonna be good or cook. That's such a lame term by cook. I hate all these Gen Z terms. We get a video package showcase Logan Paul and then Styles like, oh, that's a cute video package, but let's show what's gonna happen early with WrestleMania. And then Logan Paul with a helping Karen Cross takes down AJ Styles, and that's that. We get a Jey Uso promo, which drags out because of the stupid music. Oh, just me. Like, why? Why are we doing this? I thought Jey Uso, is tough, and yet he's doing this whole fucking they're eating, and it's like, oh God, help me. This is what's gonna ruin Jey Uso. This whole eating shit is so fucking overdone. It's so overdone. And then he said, oh, all right, last week, I said what need to be said to Gunther, but we're gonna have a holler at you. I'm locked in. But check it out, I listen to Gunther talking how what he feel like. He mad. No, you're afraid, yeah, Gunther. You're afraid of what's gonna happen with your ass. There's probably 60,000 people gonna walk at WrestleMania. I'm gonna see you Saturday, Moose. And right now, let's go eat. And like, oh God, like they're like doing the eat. It's like 3 times they have to do the eat right before the promo, and then another eat after that. It's like, oh Lord, this is a world title. Oh man, like when Austin came out, like WrestleMania 15. Are you ready for WrestleMania? Give me a hell yeah! I'm gonna beat this ass or whatever. And then we see Austin with the beard truck. His issue with Austin, and it's like, oh Lord help me, what are we doing? Where can we go from there to now? Braun Breaker, he backstage said this is his biggest title defense, especially his first WrestleMania. He gets attacked from the Judgment Day. And then, fourth match, Finn Balor defeated Penta by disqualification to the Braun Breaker. Braun does a double spear to the Judgment Day, but then Penta basically stops him from spearing him, and then Lucha's shit. I'm sorry, Braun Breaker's a beast, and the fact that he looks to kill Penta is kind of dumb in my honest opinion. Like, I don't hate Penta, right? But, like, it's just like, come on, man. Braun Breaker's a badass, and he's, like, looking weak to Penta. I'm sorry, that just doesn't sit well for me. Then Sky has a promo speaking in Japanese and whatever, and like, oh God, you don't not forget the name of Sky, and like, whatever. No one even remembers you until you existed, whatever. We see Roman Reigns, he shows up when Punk, shows up right before Roman arrives. Like, look at my eyes, what do you see? And it's like, oh, the cult of personality? And then we see Roman, and it looks like, oh, it's this whole gay bullshit where the ex-boyfriend's with the girlfriend, and then the boyfriend shows up. It's like, it's lame soap opera. Listen, I'm not trying to, soap opera wrestling's no good. No, wrestling's always been a soap opera, but this is like a worse version of a soap opera, okay? Let's be for real here. It's like a gayer version of a soap opera. And it doesn't help that it's literally, they're fighting over a fucking guy. This would make sense if it's a girl, for crying out loud. But no, it's, God damn. Roman Reigns comes out and says, "Thank Roman to acknowledge me. I just want to know, wise man, would you ever betray your tribal chief? How can you betray me? And then, like, my tribal chief is always on true. I would be my own." And Roman Reigns like, "No, Favor, you know how Favor works. You pay back yourself, right? Screw this little favor. It's all about loyalty. And why would you, I suppose, to cover this bad as loyal fear?" And then, like, Rollins comes like, you finally remember about loyalty. Finally, you're starting to pick up the pieces. You're almost there. It's just you're missing one piece, and a real shame. You gotta get your end of you at WrestleMania. 3 is a triple threat match. This is the most biggest triple threat match of all time. It's important. And so history, why? Because it defines the industry. How the hell this is the biggest triple threat match in history? When, again, compared to past matches that were bigger, like, they had titles involved. match doesn't even have a title involved, no stakes. It's just, a dumb triple threat grudge bullshit, which would have been better if it's just one-on-one out of anybody. It's not even for like a title opportunity. It's just like, ugh, what is this shit? Biggest triple threat match my ass, for crying out loud. And Rollins says, like, it's been a history in making, and here's the problem. You're part of the problem, Roman. You're a part-timer. You're part of the problem. You're a part-timer, and if you're Roman, I gotta save this company. I gotta save it from you. I gotta save it from people like CM Punk. And it's like, what are you saying? Like, whatever. Part-timer. Part-timer is bad. Yeah, motherfucker. Your fucking wife is a part-timer. The people who are part-timers actually save the fucking business because shit, people like you suck and can't draw time for WrestleMania, you dumb fuck! I saved Raw. I saved Heyman for a favor, and his favor should have been backing off. That's the true favor. Whatever, and then Reigns says, your wife made right. You made your choice. Now made mine. He attacks Rollins, but then he pushes. Oh, I told you my trouble. He pushes him